Bonjour mes amis, et bienvenue au Pendu dans le Cercle de Lune. Hello friends, if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for coming. I'm pleased to meet you. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. I'm truly honored. Friends, if you are a returning visitor, you already know from my attempt at a French introduction that this is my series in which I use Cercle de Marseille adjacent, or antique Italian decks to help me explore or get a more concise message from, or another layer of information from the video I do earlier in the week. And usually that video I do earlier in the week has been a very large spread. And so I'm trying to find a more concise response to my question of how can we live our lives more intentionally in the coming week. But these days, I've really restrained myself. My first video of the week, instead of being 15 cards or 12 cards, has been a total of 5. 3 tarot cards and 2 oracle cards. So, this series right now, instead of finding a more concise response, I think is adding another layer of response. So, if you have not already seen the first video of this week, I'm going to put a card up here for you to go over and take a look at that, and then come back to this video, because it will help you to get your foundation, your understanding of where the answer to the question for this video has come from. Yeah, if you see that video and see the response to that spread, you'll understand why these cards are responding in the way that they're responding, and why I'm reading them in the way that I'm reading them. Yeah? So, like I said, I've got a card up there for you to go and take a look at it. You don't have to watch the video in one sitting. You're perfectly allowed to watch 10 minutes now, watch 5 minutes later, then come back again to watch another 15 minutes. It's all your choice. And just in case you did watch it in bits and pieces and you'd like a quick reminder of what that video was, the title was Be Fluid, Be Ready. And we started off with the 9 of Wands from the Crowley deck, the Harris Crowley deck, which is like being an Aikido master. If you want to know what that means, go watch the video. And we moved through the Emperor, where we find our power and our ability to open up and create. And we moved into the Princess of Discs, which is the creation, right? And then the advice was to balance out, or to do the alchemy of combining both our flirty nature, our flirtatious natures, and our practical Capricorn natures. Now, all of that together gave us some very powerful advice about how we can live our lives more intentionally in the coming week. It basically was telling us one very clear aspect of living an intentional life. Be open, be fluid, don't work too hard. Because working too hard is an indication that we're not flowing with intention. Right? This time, we've got a different set of cards. A very different set of cards. And I'm ready to show you those cards. What I will do is I will show you the cards, and we'll talk about the cards. Oh, I'll also show you the question that I ask every week. What is the central message of the last 3 card spread? Show that to you all typed out and pretty. Are you ready? Here we go. So friends, you saw I'm using 2 different decks, right? A Cercle de Marseille deck and an Oracle deck. The Cercle de Marseille deck is from a limited run from a very special creator. It was a deck that's redrawn from a Swiss Marseille. And it's beautifully, beautifully redrawn. The line work is lovely. I love the colors. I love the jewel tones of this version of the deck. And I think it might be available. I'll leave a link in the description box below, and you can hop on over and see if you can order it. I think it's not produced in the United States, and it might not even be produced in Europe. I think it's from South America, maybe, but that information will be in the description box below, or maybe Spain. Anyways, so there's that. And I also have 3 cards from a wonderful oracle deck, astrologically based oracle deck, called the Cercle de Lune. And I really like using that oracle deck with Tarot de Marseille style cards. I think the artwork is very harmonious, and yeah, having that bit of astrological assistance to the reading of a Tarot de Marseille deck is really helpful, I think. So, what am I going to do now? Yeah, I'm going to show you the first 3 cards at the top again, and we'll talk about those cards. Here they are. You saw from left to right, we had the King of Coins, we had the Ten of Wands, and we had the High Priestess. I'm sorry, what am I saying, High Priestess? The Popess. My Rider-Waite-Smith brain came up and inappropriately showed itself. Yes, so the King of Coins, the Ten of Wands, and the Popess. And the Popess is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Just saying. And the King of Coins in this deck is also lovely because of how easy it is to see the line work and the image on this card. Now, the redrawing of this card is just phenomenal, and the colors are so rich. I love this deck. And the cardstock, I gotta tell you, this is what the backs of the cards look like. Very nice, traditional like pattern, but the cardstock is just lovely. It's coated a little bit. It's got a little bit of a waxy feel, but it's got a lot of flexibility. The corners are sharp. You could round them if that bothers you, I suppose. But yeah, these cards are nicely durable. Just wanted to let you know. Love this deck. King of Coins. So the King of Coins is the king of abundance, prosperity and success, but also security. And the King of Coins is a provider and protector. Not a defender so much, but a protector. And just to clarify, it doesn't matter what kind of body we're in, whether we are in a male body, a female body, an intersex body, whatever. We are all kings, we are all queens, we are all knights, and we're all pages. We all have all of that here. Me, you, everybody. So our inner King of Coins is the provider one, the protector one, the one who creates security and is successful and is prosperous and knows abundance. The power of the King of Coins is based on nature and in being in contact with the earth, rather than an abundance of ideas and thoughts or creativity and passion or of emotion. Now, this is the one of the practical stuff, of digging into the soil even. But not necessarily only digging into the soil, but working with the material world and the natural world. It could be an industrialist, it could be a business person, it could even be a successful farmer, like I said, getting her hands in the dirt. But this person earns comfortably with pleasure, enjoys doing the work to get the resources and the finances that make life comfortable and pleasant. Yeah, the King of Coins is cautious but optimistic and has vision. Maybe not the same vision as the King of Swords might, the King de Roi de Paix, but still has vision, can see where he, she, they are going. And always looking for the new achievements, while maintaining current assets. Now, some other kings, and definitely knights, might be there for the new stuff and be ready to charge off into the fray, into the unknown, into the fire. This king is not that kind. This king moves with interest and looks for new achievements, but also maintains what is at the same time. A wonderful place to be, I think. Yeah? You can see how the king holds the coin on his lap. comfortably, but is looking off to the future with curiosity. The king's view is clear. But the king is not, again, leaping into the unknown. The king is looking to the future and looking for new possibilities, new potentials, and keeping what already exists, and is powerful, and is secure, and is abundant. Now I'm going to jump over to the Popes, because I don't know if you noticed this, but we have the line of gaze in these three cards. Both the Popes and the King of Coins are both looking at the center. So I think these are two aspects of self that are merging here with the Ten of Wands. So let's look at the other aspect of self. Here we have the High Priestess. I'm sorry, not the High Priestess. I keep saying High Priestess. The Popes. Derek John Thomas, the Popes. Who is the Popes? Again, she. I'm a she, you're a she, we're all she's, we're all he's, we're all they's, whatever. Yeah? She has self-knowledge and is interested in self-development. Now, the Popes prepares and studies. The Popes also is willing to retreat, to not retreat like giving up a battle because she's not engaged in battle, but retreat into her closet, not being the closet of homophobia, but into her closet, into her chamber, into her private space, to isolate herself, to retreat into her closet in that sense, and meditate. It's feminine wisdom, which we all have. Again, irregardless of the bodies we inhabit, irregardless of how we self-identify, we're all feminine, we're all masculine, we're all non-binary, we're all everything. So the feminine wisdom that we can take advantage of is here too. So we have the masculine material know-how, and here we have the feminine wisdom. And maybe that will include reading sacred texts. Maybe it'll include delving into mysteries and revealing something that is hidden. Not necessarily, but that's a possibility. And that echoes the be ready, be fluid aspect of this week's larger video, right? The Popes. And they're both they're both focused on the Ten of Wands, which in the Smith-Waite deck is a fairly negative card, right? It's a card of burden. In the Thoth deck, it's the card of oppression. Here, the Ten of Wands is accomplishment to me. The Ten of Wands in Marseille is the fulfillment of creativity. It's a completed journey, a completed project. And it might indicate rest. It's energy that is crystallized and becoming spirit. And that spirit is ready to move into the next cycle. Moving on from the sexual or creative interests, perhaps to something else. But it could also be moving on into a new cycle, which could be another cycle of wands. It could be something else. It could be more material. It could be more intellectual. But I don't think it is intellectual in this case. Well, it could be with the Popes. But it's also material with the King of Coins, right? Yeah, they're both joining each other, and those aspects of self are ready to change into the new, are ready to move into the new, to open up into the new, to recognize the completion that has happened, that we have experienced, and that we are ready to move on. And every moment of every day can have that potential of, I've completed thisness, and I'm ready to evolve into the nextness of me, my next iteration, which could be the next breath. But it could also be, I move out of a house, I change jobs. It could be something that appears big from the outside. It could be something that does not appear big from the outside, but is a shift in understanding, in direction, in desire. Or it could be a next breath. But it's the new, which was very strongly indicated in the last, in the reading from earlier this week. Yeah? So I really hope you saw that. So we have these two cards. We have the masculine material, the feminine, wise, occult even. Occult meaning dark wisdom, dark knowledge, mysteries. The exploration of that, the retreat into the closet, again, not that kind of closet, not the closet of being out or in as in homophobic or non, or homo, or what? Well, what's the opposite of homophobic? Pride. Not the opposite of homophobic or pride, kind of in and out of the closet, but into the closet as in the older sense, the medieval sense of retreating to your closet to meditate, retreating to your closet for introspection, for reflection. Your closet being your private space. Yeah? So we have both of those aspects, the king and the popess, focused on the completion and preparation for the new cycle. That makes sense, right? Now I've got 3 cards from the Oracle de Lune, which will either give us another layer of understanding or maybe some advice. We'll see how that plays out. Here are those 3 cards again. You just saw from left to right, we had the card 18, which is the changing. And then we had card number 29, which is 2 hearts, two hearts, you saw them. And then we had card number 2, which is the man's star. Not really sure where we're going to go with that quite yet, but let's start reading from the left, because the bird, I guess you could say, has a line of gaze. The human figure on the last card is facing directly out. Yeah, we're just going to read left to right, I think, in this sense. And we start off with this card, which is the changing sky. I forgot sky. The changing sky, which is associated with Mercury. You can see that, right? You can see Mercury up there in the shield. The title on the side of the card is Changement, which is change. And you see that the sky has a lot of its elements, right? We've got clouds, we've got the sun, the moon, the earth, and we've got a bunch of stars. So the red earth in this card is a symbol of a rough beginning. And sometimes when we do make the changes that we were talking about, ending of one cycle, beginning of a new, the new thing is not smooth yet. Sometimes the beginnings are smooth, sometimes they are not. This might indicate a rough beginning. The stars are the conflict of duality, which is emphasized with the waning moon, which is releasing patterns, and the sun, which is cosmic intelligence. Now we've got the yin-yang of the sun and the moon, the yang of the sun and the moon, or the moon and the sun, I should say. Or yin being the lunar one, and the yang being the solar one, right? So we've got all of those elements. According to Belin, this card is evolution and change. It's completion of a life chapter. I already kind of said that, right? It's the beginning of a new path. That's what all of these cards seem to be pointing towards. So, an interesting thing with this astrology, many of the cards in the Oracle de Lune have a secondary planet for astrology. So, while the top card might, while the main symbol for a lot of the cards would be Mercury, the secondary planet might be the Sun, it might be Venus, it might be Saturn. This one, the secondary astrological planet, is also Mercury. So we've got Mercury of Mercury here, which is increasing speed and movement and communication. Now, those are all aspects of Mercury. It's the fastest planet because it's the closest to the Sun, and its year is very, very quick. It's the messenger. Mercury is the messenger of the gods. Moves quickly, has wings on his feet, is fast and adaptable and communicative. Again, a messenger. So, our evolution and the changes, the new path could be quick. It could be fleet. Could involve communication as well. And it depends on what the next cards are going to be. If they're supportive cards or what do we call them? Beneficent or detrimental? Yeah. The next card seems to be pretty beneficent to me. Yeah. If it were a Jupiter card, I would say, oh yeah, this is definitely very, very supportive. But Venus is a very beneficent planet, right? As opposed to Mars, which would be more of a detrimental card in this situation, or Saturn. Here we have Venus, beautiful card, 2 hearts. And you see the 2 hearts there, right? The side title of this is Amour, which is love. And you can see a dove below. The dove is below. I was going to say above. The dove is below the wreath with the hearts, and the dove is purity from light. Purifying, purity. The wreath is a symbol of the powerful manifestation of life energy. And the hearts are spirits in balance. 2 hearts, spirits in balance. Amidst the wealth, the powerful manifestation of life energy supported on purity from light. And according to Belin, the significance of this card is love and affection. So maybe that changed the new course, the new path, while above seemed to be more of a wands creative kind of way, accomplishments, completed journeys and a new journey. This seems to be one of affections and relations and love. So the changingness is in the direction of love, in the direction of our affections, in the direction of our relationships. Whether they are sexual, or familial, or friendly. Yeah. Now, the secondary astrology for this one is the Sun, another beneficent planet, which is life and light and vibrancy. It enhances the desire for harmony and intimacy. So, this card with this card, yeah, this will gives this card more energy, more vibrancy. There might be more speed or more power to the change. But it's a bright change. It's a change of love and relationship. And change of relationship doesn't mean divorce necessarily. Change of relationship could be within the current relationship if you are in one. It becomes brighter. It becomes more powerful. There's a new energy. There's an energizing of the relationship. Possible. Or you could maintain your current married, non-married partner state and have relationships, not having an affair, not necessarily, you do you boo. But it doesn't necessarily mean to have another sexual romantic relationship. It could be a friend, a new friend, or a relationship with a friend that becomes energized, or a worker, a coworker. Your relationship with somebody, it becomes more affectionate. Not necessarily fuck buddies, but more intimate, more affectionate. Or someone within your family. Yeah? You suddenly start getting along with that cousin better. Or your parents better, or your children better. right? So this love could be in many different areas of our lives. And then we move into the man star, which is frankly a little bit of a challenging read for me. The man star. So we all have masculine aspects of ourselves, whether we are, again, in male bodies, female bodies, intersex bodies, whatever. Yes. So the man star, l'étoile de l'homme, l'étoile de l'homme, is a man contemplating the past. It's our virile and powerful aspects. And the star on this card indicates knowledge and the divine within the flesh. This is our eternal nature. Our eternal celestial nature, as opposed to our eternal earthy nature as being connected to the earth, maybe a more female, a more Gaia-esque. This is our eternal cosmic self. So, whether you identify as male, masculine, female, feminine, non-binary, intersex, whatever, we all have male influence from within, and this is that power available to us in our relationships, our virility, which is interesting because that virility, which isn't necessarily picking up a hammer or a rock and clobbering stuff over the head. It's not necessarily that kind of virility. It's also the virility of the, as I mentioned in the previous video, of the Aikido master who, with gentle movement, directs things on the course of their powerful flow of intention. So things are changing, right? And perhaps in the sphere of our relationships and our emotional connection. And from that we receive and recognize our vitality and power and our eternal cosmic natures, which are here with us, who are us, but are here co-creating these beautiful bodies and this human experience we're having within this universe. Does that make sense? I hope so. And if it does, let me know in the comments below. If it does not, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like a reading on this topic or any topic, my email address is below, thehangedmaninthemoon@gmail.com. Shoot me an email, we'll get you a reading. Or in the comments below. Let me know you want a reading, we'll connect on another platform and we will do that for you. Okay, friends? So, this was fun. This was cool. This next week seems really powerful from all directions that we can look at it. If we take advantage of our innate power of intention. And friends, now, as always, I wish you love, joy, well-being, and pure awareness. Thank you.